Today I'm going to teach you how to use a Bosch style relay and hook up your brake lights without having to run a power wire down to your brake light switch. We're going to do ground side switching through a relay to get the brake lights functioning here on our Fat Fender Ford that we affectionately call Fat Fanny. Now, what we're working on applies to any vehicle. It doesn't just have to be a car like this 80s style StreetRod that we've built, so don't go away. I'm Mike and you're watching My Car Shop. These little Bosch style relays are a dime a dozen in modern cars. I've got several out back in my junkyard, and I just went out and popped one out of a fuse box on a minivan. It has, 5 terminals on here, and I'm going to describe to you what these terminals do. Their numbers are 30, 85, 86. I call this the 87 switching, and this is just an 87 powered. I'm not sure what this one is actually for, but it doesn't apply to what we're doing. But when you apply power where you're supposed to, which is on your 30 and your 85, this one is constantly alive no matter what. This one here is the one that goes to your brake light, and this one here is the one that goes to the switch. So I'm going to hook this up here and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so you want power to these 2 terminals here. One power is for powering the relay itself, the coil. The other one is the power you're passing through to the brake lights themselves. And then you've got your brake light, which goes on this one here. This is switched. This one here is not switched. And like I said, they're both numbered 87. I call the middle one the 87P. It's a constant power. And then this one here is the one that goes to your brake light switch, or to your brake lights themselves. So this is our pretend brake light. So then this would be the one that goes down to your brake switch, your ground side switching. Okay? So this would enable our brake lights to work. The way the wiring in this car, the way that the blinker system, brake light system is designed is they want your power to be feeding it's positive side switching, and I don't want to run that power wire down under the floor, down by the exhaust where there's a potential for a short. So I'm going to do ground side switching. So the worst case scenario is if that wire burns through down there somewhere or rubs through, all that happens is your brake lights come on and stay on, and it doesn't cause a short to blow a fuse or a fire. You know, it could do that too. So anyway, that's what we're going to accomplish today. So the next thing I want to do is get the actual switch that I'm going to be using and just put it in and make sure that it actually works. This is the switch that I've got. It's a self-centering switch. I have the plug for it. It's a 3-terminal, but we're only going to need 2. I've got to figure out which ones we need here in just a minute, but we're going to strip this wire harness back and get these wires exposed, and then we'll determine what we're going to use here. The second thing about this particular style of switch that we're using is it's really not designed to do anything other than ground side switching. More vintage brake light switches can handle the amperage that would be going through that. But this one's a pretty small switch, and I think ground side switching it is going to be much, much better where it's triggering a relay and your voltage isn't going through the switch at all. So I got to sit here and work on this for about 10.8 minutes trying to get this ancient tape off of here. I don't remember what this came out of. I don't think it's a door jamb switch. I'm pretty sure it was a brake light switch out of some car years ago that I stripped. I stripped so many it's hard to remember, but all right, we're going to chew away at this and get this out. I'll be right back. Same scenario, except I'm interjecting this switch in the middle. So we clip our little wire on there, like so. Come down here and touch our terminal. Yep, it's working. You just can't see the light because I lost my ground, because that's a pretty crappy way to do it. There we go. There we go. Ah! Woohoo! Yeah, this is all just ham and egg. There we go. Okay, and then I push my switch. Boom. Relay clicks on and off. So when the brake pedal is up, this bumps. And when the brake pedal is down, we have brake lights. That's the way it works. So when the brake pedal is pushed, it comes away from this. And when you release it and it comes back up, it hits that. So there we go. It works. All right, so here's what I've got. I've made a bracket. It's got a little tab that catches on the bottom of the frame. This bolt goes through one of the brake pedal mounts. This switch pops through here now. I threw this in the mill and machined this up just real quick to fit this, so this will pop in there. So then the only other thing we need to do now is make a part on the brake pedal that's going to push against this. So we got to go figure that out next. So this is where this goes, is down in here like so. Okay, and it's going to be a little bit of an angle, but we're going to make a piece to go on the brake pedal that should compensate for that. So let's get this kind of roughed in here where it goes, and then we can take the next steps. Okay, so what we have here now is a dead microphone again, and I am simply describing how the switch is going to fit in there, and I'm also pondering how I'm going to put the lever attachment on the brake lever itself so that it'll actuate the stoplight switch. So I'm sure it was all kinds of brilliant statements and talking about what I was doing, but that's the gist of it. So let's go on to the next segment. Okay, and here we are again with a dead microphone, and I'm just talking about how the bracket bolts to the brake lever mount, and how the pedal is moving and going to bump that switch, and I'm cogitating how I'm going to design that standoff. Okay, I have a plan. I like my plan because it's not going to require me tearing everything apart, but I have to run to the hardware store and get a component to use that's going to bolt onto the brake pedal lever and then be an actuator for the brake light switch. So I'm not going to say a whole lot about that yet, but I'm making a quick parts run to get one of these little things, and there'll probably be a little machine work to do to make it work. But what I like about it is it's true hot rodding stuff, okay? This is not ham and egg here. I like it because it's going to be adjustable, and the brake light switch is adjustable to a degree, but they're kind of self-centering, but they're not technically really adjustable. So if I make the actuator on the brake lever itself adjustable, any issue in the future that where the things change or whatever as things wear, we can make a quick adjustment and it should be good. So I'm hoping this idea is going to work. I've got the clutch pedal assembly out of the car here, which is exactly the same as the brake in the area that I'm going to be doing. And I have a little clamp here that's too small. I'm hoping I can get the right clamp at the hardware store and make it work. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, so I machined off the end to give me clearance on the frame, and I've machined a slot in here to put a small bolt in there. And once again, my microphone died. So here we go. I'm just talking about how I have modified the end of this cable clamp. Machined a slot in, and I intend to drill a hole and machine tap it for a 1/4-inch bolt that we will use to actuate the plunger on the brake light switch. So I'm sure there was all kinds of witty, clever repertoire here, but that's basically it. So let's move on to the next segment. And there's what we got right there. Put a little head on that bolt that's tightened down against the thing, and that's all we need is that much travel right there to get the brake lights to come on. So we're good. May have to make a little adjustment here and there, but this pedal also can come back up some more. So, but yeah, that little bit right there should make the brake lights come on and off. That's how accurate that thing is. All right, now let's get some wiring done. Yes. Getting the wires soldered up, putting our eyelets on, got shrink sleeve, solder joints. This is the one that goes into the switch. This will go around to the ground wire that's down there, or the ground loop. I got to find a grommet to put on here for that. Probably this. Yep, that'll work. I hope. I'd like one with a bigger eyelet. I don't know if I have one. Maybe here, maybe there. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta go. That's pretty big there. So I may have to just make this open it up and make it a slicey one. But anyway, that's what we're up to. So we're getting this stuff all put together, and making it so. And then we've got, let's see, my relay is here somewhere. There it is. I got my power wire on my relay now. Jumping here. This is the one here that goes to the brake light switch or the blinker switch. And then this is the one that goes down to this. So we're close. Our brake light wiring is done as far as the switch itself. So I'm going to test it now with my test light. Make sure that we're copacetic and not so pathetic. So if we turn we got to hook the battery up first. Hold on. Okay, let's see if we got, okay, we got voltage. Right now we should have 0 light here. And then we'll step on the brake. Boom. Ooh, that's sensitive. Yep, that's going to be a little bit of an issue. We'll have to adjust that just a little. There it goes. So, yeah, it's probably more about that return spring not being quite stiff enough. But it works is the point. So, you know, we got some sorting out to do down there yet, but that's okay. I like it. So, we know that that works. Now we can go and get our relay, and we can tap into the fuse panel where we need to, and get that in here, and everything should work. I hope. Okay, just getting the last couple wires all done up here. I don't have any insulated female spade connectors, so I'm insulating them myself. Just by taking some shrink wrap, putting it over the unit like that, and then stop whistling and blowing out your flame. Okay, that's pretty good. Yep, that's just to keep this from being an exposed power wire here. Even though this is the ground, I still would prefer that. So I could have left it, I guess, but I didn't. So now we got to go up to our relay, which I haven't figured out where I'm going to actually mount that yet. But this wire goes right there, I believe. Yep, it does. Okay, I think we have everything wired there. And we've got a temporary power wire here. So we should be able to hear that relay click right now. Yep, it does. Now the question is, do we have brake lights back there? I believe so. Let's take you back there. I will have to watch the video myself to know if they actually work, because I can't be in 2 places at once. So you guys tell me. Here we go. Yep, I see them reflecting off the garage door. So very good. And should be a left turn. And we should have a right brake. And a right turn. And a left brake. Hey, it's working. So now all that's left for me to do is kind of route my wire where I want it. And like so, and like so. Up here out of the way, like so. And then, okay, that kind of works. And then, yeah, that's kind of a pain in the butt there. Okay, that's better. Oh, and I need to get this green wire patched into the fuse block up here wherever the brake light thing is. So I got to get my flashlight or my trouble light and turn that on, retrim this wire down to a reasonable length, which is going to be probably about here. There we go. Give her a strip. Over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail when those caissons go rolling along. Okay, I need a little more than that. Bifocals suck. There we go. All right, we'll get that punched in up there and then we'll be right back. Because I am concerned about that brake pedal sticking, as an added feature, I did something unique. Let's turn the key on. Okay, well, that gas gauge is sure wonky. That's, I don't know. Something screwed up there. I got to fix that. But anyway, yeah. So what I did was I put this indicator light on the dashboard to let me know if my brake pedal is sticking, which it is right now because the floorboard's out of position. Something's wonky down here. I got to fix that. Hold on. Alrighty, I fixed the gas gauge, and I fixed. It was just an adjustment on the brake light switch. So now you can see that everything is good. So that'll tell me if my brake lights aren't working. It'll also tell me if they're stuck on. But I think we're good. Obviously, I need to drive it a little and make sure that pedal, but I think that's pretty good. So I think we'll be all right.